Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today we're doing a what sold video for last week, Monday through Thursday, September 16th through the 19th. And y'all, I had two really good sales, and a lot of bread and butter and a lot of clothes. So, my numbers are staying pretty consistent. I think during that 4-day time period, I had one day that was a little bit down. But the good day, the day that I sold some really nice stuff, was way above average, way above. But I still think it was like the second best in the last 30 days. So I'm thrilled with how my sales are going. I hope everybody else's sales are starting to pick up. And if not, just keep doing the things that you can do. Keep listing regularly, run sales, send offers, accept offers, or at least counter offers on things. I had a $1 offer on, I think it was like a $35 item. So it was on sale for like 32 something. And so I countered at 32. And of course they declined. But who sends out $1 offers? You know who does? Problem buyers send out $1 offers. That's who it is. All right, so let me go ahead and show you things that sold. I actually had quite a few sales on Poshmark compared to what I'm normally facing, which is good. I did have an Etsy sale. Mercari, nope. It is just not going well on there. But, it is what it is. I'm not expecting great sales on there, but every once in a while something does sell, and but I'm going to keep, for me, when I'm cross-listing, it's just as easy to cross-list to Poshmark and Mercari at the same time. So that's what I do. But I'm hoping I can start getting some momentum on Poshmark. But I think since those, I'm going to be sharing, I think, 5 sales that week for you. I think since then I've only sold 2 things. So it's hit and miss. I have started using List Perfectly's send offers, and I'm hoping that that's going to start helping with more sales, especially as we're heading into fourth quarter. So we'll see. First thing that sold on Poshmark were these BKE Carter's men's jeans. Y'all, they were covered in paint. Robert picks up some of the craziest stuff, but they still ended up selling for $13. This Cuddling Kind knit pink rabbit has been listed for quite a while, so I was really glad to see it sold on Poshmark for $32. I think when I picked this up, there were 2 of them, and this is the last one to finally sell. And then Disney, Pixar, Cars, Frightening McMean die-cast vehicles, I think picked up at the bins recently, and it sold for $13. And then this A&A plush rabbit bunny with the frosted fur sold for $30. Levi's denim jacket, men's painted flag on there. I had it listed for quite a bit more, but I actually went to eBay to see what recent comps were looking like, and they were selling for about $45, $50. So I went ahead and accepted this offer of $45 for the jacket. And right now, I've talked about it recently. All of my Levi's I have taken down until I can figure out if eBay is going to start protecting us from Veros through their eBay International program. But for now, Levi's is going to be on Poshmark and Mercari unless Robert at some point next year goes ahead and tries to set up business policies for me. And then this Red Sox Fenway Franks mascot bean plush from 1998 probably was in the high bid estate sale stuff that I picked up several years ago. I'm down to, I want to say 4 baskets of stuff. I had kept all of it separated. I'm down to about 4 baskets of the stuff left. And I think actually something else was sold on eBay. But this little bean plush sold for $36. Now on Etsy, I sold this Dakin Pillow Pets Buffalo plush for $33.95. It was a large 14-inch plush. I think I had it pre-packed, which made it much easier to get accurate shipping on it. You know, anytime you have an item that's not going to fit in like the large priority boxes, I either pre-pack it or I know what box I'm going to pack it in. You know, I have a couple of larger boxes for my larger plush. I think there's one that's like 14, 14, 9. Another one is 16, 12, 8. And then I actually have some that are like 18 something. So, you know, anytime you have larger items, definitely know what size box you're going to be using. All right, and then eBay. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of my platforms. So when I say something sold for $10, the buyer also has paid additional for shipping. These were some Key cargo men's jeans, and they sold for $10. Lots of jeans sold again. All right, this is a Little Tikes Wee Waffle Blocks Castle Flag. Anytime I find the older waffle blocks, I tend to pick them up. I think also anytime I find like the Toddle Tots or pieces that go to specific sets, I pick them up and sell them as replacement. This sold for $7. It's just a little flag. Y'all, I gotta tell you a story about this. I went back and looked because I know this has been listed for a really long time, and my spreadsheets go back to 2016. I'm sure I was using spreadsheets before that, but for some reason I don't have them anymore. But this was listed before 2016, and it finally sold on probably one of Robert's 40% or more offers that went out. But, you know, I'm glad to see some of the older stuff is finally selling. You know, there's very few items that I will pull not to relist when I'm like doing my inventory. I just figured eventually it's going to sell, and it has been. It really has been. This crib toy sold for $5.63. This is the last set of the Tupperware shape ball replacement blocks. Found a bag of them when I was going through my profit piles. I think I've just in one of my bags that I'm getting ready to process. I've got a few more. I didn't have any more complete sets, but I still have extra blocks. So I'm going to see if maybe the one block I think that I'm missing is in my little bag, and I'll just make another set. I'll probably just use this exact same listing. But this set sold for $13.45. Spirit Riding Free Chica Horse Plush. This was a Ben's pickup that I shared in a recent haul, and it sold for $9.86. Tonka Pound Puppies. I bought a huge box of these at the Peaches to the Beaches when we went there earlier this year. I want to say I paid $30, and there were quite a few plush in there. I made some lots. The bigger plush I listed separately. And these three sold for $16.25. Perry Ellis Active Men's Pants, like track pants, sold for $11.66. Y'all, this is a little, like 2.5-inch Pound Puppy also. They came in like horses and pigs and just a whole bunch of different animals. Anytime I see them, I pick them up. And, you know, $8.35 for a teeny tiny little plush. Not bad. Folk Manus White Mouse Hand Puppet also was listed last month, and it sold for $10.50. Y'all, this was listed for a little over a year and finally sold, so not all Jellycats sell very quickly. This is one of the Bashful Bunnies, and it sold on an offer for $12. Terry Lee Doll Dress. I'm slowly but surely going through them. I think this is the second one I've listed and the second one that has sold. This one was tagged and it sold for $15.25. Disney Minnie Mouse plastic tray puzzle sold for $13.45. Some of these puzzles are tough because, you know, once you pack them, they're going to be over a pound. So, you know, the shipping is a little bit up there. I tend not to buy them anymore. This one was listed since last year. Baby Gap Terry Cloth Bear Plush sold for an offer of $10. American Eagle Women's Jeans, $13.71. Gap Perfect Boot Jeans sold for $14. Mattel Emotions Dasher Reindeer Plush, again, an old listing, sold on an offer for $10.67. Robert picked these up this summer, picked up just a pile of these books, I guess. I don't know what they were, but I listed each one of them individually. This is The Best of Kiss, and it sold for $17.95. I want to say he paid $1 or $2 each. Angel Deer is a lovey brand I like to pick up, but I don't find very often. They've got a unique shape. And this was the cat one, and it sold for $13.45. Vanity Fair women's nightgown. There was a time when these did well for me, but now they're hard sells. So I don't think I would pick them up anymore. This one, I mean, we just listed it, so it only took a month to sell, but it has been something that has been in a bag for a long time. We are going through some of our older bags of clothes, trying to get them all processed. So, you know, I'm glad it sold for a lot, but, you know, I just don't think I'll pick them up because typically they are slower movers, but $30 is pretty good. All right, Scholler women's stirrup ski pants. This was a Ben's pickup, and they sold for $22.21. True Religion Becca women's jeans. Oh, these are little and long. So when I got an offer for $25, I just went ahead and accepted them because, you know, some of the smaller stuff tends to be harder to sell, and especially when you've got small and long. International Pewter Litchfield flatware sold for $20 for the 4 teaspoons. I haven't found silverware in a while. I haven't been. But we haven't been having very good looks sourcing locally anyway. There's a couple of church sales this weekend I'm kind of looking forward to, but we'll see. This is a Schleich black and white cow. This was a Ben's pickup that I just shared in a video, and it sold for $8.96. Dakin Panda Bear plush from 1985 sold for $12.11. Y'all, this sold the same day I listed it. It is the Cornell Lab Bird Coffee Cup, sold for full price $16.95. Chalkware, finally got it all listed earlier this year, and it's a consistent seller. It just does take a little while. Sold for $16.16. Walmart ring-tailed lemur took a best offer of $9.70. Again, it was listed the beginning of last year, so it's time to make it gone, right? Hallmark pumpkin jack-o'-lantern plush, love the face on this one, sold for $8.16. Oster Regency kitchen food processor blades. You know, almost every video I've sell something from, you know, vintage appliances that we've picked up and just listed the parts. These 3 sold for $13.45. Orange pig plush from Inter-American Products sold for $8.05. Bread and butter, y'all, bread and butter. Fisher Price Geotrax train set. Yeah, this took a while to sell because it was long. It needed to be in a, a larger box. And it sold finally $11.66. There was a time I did really well with Geotrax, but it's, I think, older now. I mean, it was when my kids were little that this all started coming out. So 20 years or so. And I think just, I don't know, it doesn't sell as well anymore. St. Bernard Dog Plush Toy Factory. Nice quality, which, every once in a while I pull a plush out of a bag and I'm shocked that it's Toy Factory, because normally the older stuff just kind of seems like claw machine quality. But this was a nice one. Sold for $22.45. All right, this person bought two things from me. They bought the Plushland Bear lot and the Hobby Lobby Lamb lot. The two sold for $18.50. Tommy Tudor Typer Pretend Typewriter Toy. I like Tommy. A lot of nice quality toys were made back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. So anytime I see Tommy, I usually will pick it up. This one sold for $17.95. Hollister women's shorts sold for $13.21. Gap teen denim overalls sold for $18. This was a viewer sale, so thank you so much, Cheryl. Cheryl bought this Jimmy animated Snoopy for $13.45. Rhino Court. This also was from the High Bid Estate sale where we bought tons of advertising, plush, and merchandise, and it sold for $9.86. Under Armour X-Fit men's athletic pants sold for $26.71. They were unused, but y'all, I tend to still list them as used. It's just what I do. American Eagle curvy high-rise jeggings sold for $12. Lots of clothes. Aurora Bengal Tiger plush sold for $9.86. Had been listed for quite a while. Tigers and lions tend to be hard sells for me. Diana printed blanket, polyester. It was still in its original bag. But the packaging did have some wear and holes and stuff just from poor storage. Sold for $22.01. All right, Brown Bear Plush. This was from SKM Enterprises. Sold for $16.16. It was a really nice quality plush, I thought. Robert picked this up at a Goodwill. It was called Kebab It. You can make shish kebabs and cook them in this thing. This was the dome. I think somehow along the way, I think it was complete when we bought it, but somehow I lost a part. So I decided to not sell. I think you could have sold it, I want to say $30 maybe, complete. So when I couldn't find the one piece, I think I lost a shish kebab stick or something. I don't know. I just decided to part it out, and I think I've sold most of it. This glass dome, which, those are kind of difficult because you got to do a whole lot of packing. But it still finally sold $13.45. But it did take a large box. German Shepherd dog plush from Golden Bear sold for $11.31. These license plates, we picked up a tote of them at the Highway 127 sale. Is that what it was called? We went a couple of years ago. It took me a while. I listed like a dozen of them and then set the tote aside and finally finished it this year. And I've been selling them. But it's funny to me that these car dealership, like vanity plates, have been the ones that I think I've got maybe one left. They have been selling quite well. And I mean, it was still $8.06, but vanity plates. Animal Toy was actually the brand of this rabbit, so kind of hard to get comps on a manufacturer like that, but it was from 1984, sold for $19.76. Maidenform women's shapewear. I'm not sure where we picked that up at. Don't remember. Sold for $10. Baby Minnie Mouse rubber figure. It was 11-inch, so kind of a doll, almost like a doll size. And it sold for $8.96. Love the vintage Mickey Mouse stuff, but a lot of times they don't sell for a whole lot. Disney 101 Dalmatian Lucky Plush sold for $26.95. You know, I mention this every once in a while. I hadn't sold much of this particular plate set or dish set that we picked up. You know, I sold a few pieces when I initially listed it last year, and then it has sat. Finally sold this bowl, and then this week I sold 3 more pieces of it. It's like, you know, it's like all of a sudden it becomes, you know, sought after, I guess. Probably leading into the holidays, people are trying to replace some of their favorite dish sets for, you know, holiday get-togethers. But this soup bowl sold for $8.96. I think when I bought this, I bought 2 large boxes full of just all kinds of things. The plates, the bowls, but a lot of the serving pieces also for $25. Pretty sure that's the one I paid $25 for all of it. All right, I had picked these up several years ago. I bought 2 like storage tote size things full of birthday party type stuff. And I made small lots out of it. I'm down to just a few pieces of it left. This was the Star Wars Episode 1 treat bags, sold for $10.95. Sokafee. I don't know that brand. These are just kind of boho flower type shoes, not Crocs, like clog type things. And took a few months to sell, $27.95. And then another viewer sale. So thanks again, Sherry. Sherry saw this in a recent haul video and went to my store and picked it up. These are called Fur Skins, but this was a hide and seek Dusty Bear from 1986, and it sold for $17.95. Then my 2 really, really nice sales, y'all. All right, finally sold this Step 2 My First Holiday Train. I picked this up at a yard sale this summer. I paid $10 for it, and it sold for an offer of $100. But y'all, the Snoopy, this was just put out, I think, last night's video. And I just kind of picked it up and said, ooh, look, a little Snoopy charm, and went right on with the video, not realizing that it was an amazing find in that Snoopy lot. Come to find out, it is 14 karat gold, and there were sold comps for like $280 up to like $350. So when I got an offer, I mean within a day of listing it for $315, I went ahead and accepted it, and the buyer has already left me amazing feedback. You know, you always worry when you send stuff off like this that, you know, you're going to have an issue. But normally not, and I don't worry about it too much. But, you know, you're always happy when you get feedback right away. That at least you know you've got a happy buyer. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. And we've got lots of work that we're trying to get through right now in preparation for our trip to Florida. I think the end of next week we're going to be leaving. I'm looking forward to some relaxation, some work, some sourcing, but hopefully a lot of relaxation and spending time with my friends down in Florida. So we all got to get to work, right? Bye.